because of time, I will take the last speaker for today, and that is architect Mamiroro. She has already introduced herself, but she has something important to share with us. She's an architect, and she's a fellow of the NIA, as well as she has her own company she's running also in the UK. I feel that when we have this talk from these wonderful people, it will help us to think, and let me just not waste time. Architect Mamiroro, please.
Hello, good evening once again. Thank you, Architect Elizabeth, for this opportunity. Um, we are all blessed to be a blessing. It's one of the things that, like the Bible encourages, say, after you have been strengthened, strengthen your brethren. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the vision of what Architect Elizabeth is trying to do. That's okay. This is how it has worked for us. And you don't necessarily have to go down that, it doesn't have to go down that long route, but you can catch up.
Yeah.
So I will just talk about two different things today. First of all, which is what some of the other speakers have talked about. So I'm based here in Loughton in Essex. I'm based in the UK. I've been in the UK now since 2004. Um, so when I came to the UK, one of the things I did, which I found out that many architects now don't do, you don't do your research before you even leave Nigeria or wherever you are. I've had people who are already in the UK and they're asking, what does RIBA say? What does ARB say? What do I need to do? But these are the things that we research before we left Nigeria. And we're in an age where there's a lot more technology. I remember when I was in Nigeria, my uncle said he shops with his computer. I was saying, what? How can you use your computer to shop? I couldn't understand it. I had a PC in Nigeria. I never used it to shop. So everything, you know what I mean? And I think, even my husband is a surveyor. He checked, he researched RICS. I emailed RIBA, I emailed ARB. So it's so important for us to take personal responsibility. I was listening yesterday, maybe it was this morning, and one thing that they kept saying was that what you can do for yourself, God will not do for you. Say what you can do for yourself, God will not do for you. You can take your shower. Does God come and take your shower for you, no matter how much you pray and fast? You can eat. You have to eat with your own mouth. God will not come and eat for you. So let's not over spiritualize. We're very spiritual people. Africans are spiritual. Black people are spiritual. But there is the part that we have to play, that we have to do. You cannot run a marathon without first training. No, there's no prayer you will fast and pray that you will run the marathon and win. Although when there are special circumstances, miracles have happened where people have done some things that they didn't know how to do. But please, it's so important. I like that last question that was asked. So I'm sure we are all here because we want to know how can I transition into the construction industry, into the UK construction industry. And I was so happy that lots of the speakers have talked about the fact that, and which is even, I think even the Nigerian Institute of Architects talking about it now, architecture is not only about design. Because many of us are looking for, where can I begin to design? I want to design for this, design the school, design house, what I do extensions. Architecture is more than design. That's all you remember today. Architecture is more than design. We have a community of practice, and I was so happy after the meeting last week. Somebody called me, he says he's a product designer. He's a product designer, he's an architect. He has his own practice even in Nigeria. He came to the UK. He's in Manchester area now. He's a product designer. So please, let's open up. When I did my part 3 at the Bartlett, that's one thing I took away. The architect, Susan, when the lead architect, she said, architecture is not really about design. Be ready. And I think that also helps me when, after I got my part 3, and I was looking for job opportunities, and when they first contacted me to do contract roles or to work as a self-employed, it was for me to act as a project manager, not as an architect. So I'm glad that the gentlemen who have spoken to us have told us that, and I will reiterate it, our experience, our training, our knowledge is unique and it is sufficient. But you have to find a way to translate it. Yeah. For people to understand. There are terminologies that they use here. You have to know how to speak certain things. So when they're talking, like he was talking, like I was talking with Technologist, we're talking about the fact that feasibility, we don't talk about feasibility so much in Nigeria, but they talk about it here. Even though I knew about feasibility from RIBA Plan of Works, currently my role is a maintenance kind of role. So you have to the buildings are already there and they're talking about feasibility. I remember I did an interview and I had to ask the question. I said, please, will I engage people to do this feasibility or do I have to do it myself? Oh, they say some of them you have to do yourself. So there are terminologies that are in practice here that we're not familiar with, but you want to be able to communicate. And like the last speaker said, as architects, we communicate. We communicate. Communication is that what I'm saying or I'm trying to tell the next person understands it. If that next person doesn't, if I'm speaking in Urubu now, you can, most of you won't understand. That's not communication. So we need to understand the terminology and the way practice is done here. And then you can have theoretical experience. Like our education is very good technically. In Nigeria, our courses, we do things from QS to estate valuation to this to that. We do all of it. But the business part of our training is lacking. So when I came here, that's why I went to do an MBA. And I started trying to understand some things about business, about real estate. The only real estate course I did, I didn't understand. The guy just came talk. When we got to the exam, he gave us a valuation to do. I said, yeah, I'm very good in mathematics, but I never saw any formula. He never gave us anything. YP, yeah, this other. I said, what is this? Of course, I had to receipt. That was the only course I had the receipt for in the university because I didn't understand what was it. So please, let's be open and realize that there's such a broad scope. We'll go into details later about what you can do and things like that. So you can, I mean, I don't know what, I think maybe today might not really be a day for slides, but you can go into, you can be a party wall surveyor because I'm sure we can see that the world has evolved. And so there was I came here 2004, around that 2008, for architects, we know that there was kind of like, there was a system where there was an economic issue in this country. Many architects did not get jobs to do, even those that had practices. So that's why you see many architects who have been here in the early 2000 or before then, they go into party wall surveying, they do their access consultants. So they are involved in a lot of things. Even some of them go into the cost consultancy and project management and program management. So let's be open. But like Elizabeth said, you're a professional. Don't just dump your architecture and your construction industry and go somewhere else. I think just be flexible and adaptable. That's so important. Flexibility and adaptability, and then build up your confidence. Don't feel that no, it's like somebody who's having a baby for the first time. It doesn't mean you don't know how to take care of it. You just have to learn. So let's just have that attitude that it doesn't have to be long, but just be open-hearted. The mother has a baby. She can learn within 2 weeks. She knows what to do. So it's not a case of, oh, because I've never had one before. No. So let's be assured that there are many routes. I'm so glad. I mean, the way they've explained the different things that we can do and how open and they can recognize our degrees. So many times, many of us are rushing to go and do one course or the other, and you finish with the course and then you're still looking for a job. It's so important, the practical aspects. So it's good to study, but it's also important to have that practical experience. The practical experience you have, nobody can steal it from your head. So even if they call you anything, if it's project, even after 15 years in this country, I started in 2021 here as a project officer in Hereford Council. I started October. By December, I was in the US. They even refused to give me their laptop. They were phoning me, please, when I come back. I said, you refuse to give me your laptop. By the time I came back, I became project director. It just within 2 months. But if I never took that role as a project officer, I would never have become a project director on that project. Presenting to cabinet, delivering infrastructure projects in millions. So let's be ready to go in at the entry points. No matter the opportunity, just get in there. Even if it's as security in that architectural place where you are there, or receptionist, your skills, you will have an opening. So I just want to encourage you all tonight. Thank you for coming. But please, one of the things we learn here is that they keep time. They keep time. That's why you go to the queue. My daughter was in Switzerland a few days ago. And then when you go and they got there, everybody got on the queue. It was one of our brothers that got there. He came 8 hours after they were there and he was claiming that he was in front. They had to call the security for him. So we must be on time and let us respect. I always tell my children, shine your eye. Look, it's not everything they will tell you. Look at how they're doing things here, and you just fall in line. So long as it's not a bad thing, fall in line. Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity this evening. Have a good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was a good one. Thank you. So today, okay. Thank you all. And God bless. Architect Mamiroro, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you. Love you.
Thank God. Bye then. Bye,
Okay, bye
everybody.
everyone. Next week,
Bye-bye.
Tuesday, I will be in Nigeria, but I will
Bye.
try and connect. Yeah, bye.